Next is Colleen Raposa, who is a direct support staff at Road to Responsibility. You're good. Take a deep breath. That's good. You got it.
Okay. Hi, my name is Colleen. I live in Marshfield. I am proud to say that I am a human services employee. I currently work as a case manager in one of Road to Responsibility's employment programs, also located in Marshfield. And I am pleased to be a member of the Caring Force. I would like to talk to you about the budget priorities on behalf of Caring Force members, the nearly 200,000 workers and the 1 in 10 residents in Massachusetts who receive our services and their families. Thankfully, the legislature has long been an ally to human services sector. Because of the action by the Joint Committee on Ways and Means and the entire legislature, direct care workers have received $40 million over the last 3 years, allowing many workers to receive a modest wage adjustment of about 2% per year. However, those increases barely keep up with the inflation, and we still endured tough cuts and chronic underfunding for years. Now our crucial programs that serve thousands of Massachusetts families and the dedicated people who work in them desperately need additional funding in this year's budget. On behalf of all the workers and the families that we serve, I respectfully ask the legislature to increase funding for all human service workers and programs, considering the immeasurable value they provide to our families, communities, and our state's economy. We request that the legislature provide the administration's proposed $200 million investment in rates include a $16.6 million salary reserve for low-paid workers not covered by the new rates, and add additional funding for programs not covered by rate reform. As a case manager, I am responsible for all the communication with the families and service coordinators of those that I serve. I also work closely with the individuals that we serve to assist them with attaining their goals of becoming competitive in our workforce. I work with a variety of people with different skill levels and needs, and our staff work tirelessly to accommodate the different needs of every individual in our programs. I also work closely with my program coordinator and other co-workers within our programs to ensure the safety and success of all that we serve every day. I started working for RTR almost 5 years ago at one of our many residential homes. I don't make a lot of money, but I do make a difference in the lives of the people I work with every day. My job can be challenging at times, but I can honestly say that I love what I do. I was lucky enough to work in a home with 3 staff that had worked together for many years. Then I became part of that team and worked with the staff and residents for almost 2 years. I then transferred to the employment program in Marshfield, where I have been now for the last 3 years. And I am ecstatic to say that 4 out of the 9 of us have been working in this program for the last 3 years. We are very lucky to be able to say that because we are such a tight-knit team. We are able to be a much better support system for those that we serve. But not many teams stay together because employee turnover is so high. All of our workers love what they do and find it deeply fulfilling, but unfortunately that doesn't pay the bills, and we regularly lose great people who are forced to find higher-paying jobs. I am a single mother of a beautiful 16-year-old daughter that has heard the phrase, "No, honey, we can't get that or do that," more times than I can count. Now, as we begin the college process, I wonder and worry how I am going to help her pay for her education so that she doesn't have to tell her children no like I have had to tell her. Yes, I could look for a better paying job, but I would miss the people I work with and the valuable work that we do. I struggle every day to keep my head above water financially, but my struggles are nothing compared to the struggles of the people I work with every day. And if they can always have a smile and a kind word for me and the staff, then the least I can do is be there for them to help them be as independent and as successful as is humanly possible. I know that the staff I work with care just as much as I do, and unfortunately we lose great people because they can't live on the atrocious wages that we are expected to live on. So please, I beg you, help us keep these great, kind, and loving people in human services by paying them a livable wage. All of our programs, residential and employment, provide our individuals with support and empowerment in every corner of the Commonwealth, which enables them to be active and productive members in their communities and local economies. These programs and workers have been underfunded for decades. We have an opportunity to provide financial security to hundreds of thousands of low-paid human service workers. By doing this, it would provide stronger programs for hundreds of thousands of our most vulnerable residents. I appreciate your continued support of low-paid human service workers and the clients that we serve, and for taking the time to listen to my story. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Hello and welcome to another edition of your Human Service News and Information. I'm Hassan Rashid, and it's always excellent being here with you. It's about midweek time in Cambridge, and midweek it's always your Human Service News and Information. That's something that you have been receptive to and anticipating, but now we're here. So it's a great achievement to come into your lives again. And once again, I'm Hassan Rashid, and I welcome you to your Human Service News and Information. Okay, I'd like to start off. Let me retract for a minute. I welcome you with the greetings of peace, the international greetings of peace. Okay, I'd like to just go into the 2005 fiscal year budget and how it relates to several items. Okay, first we're gonna. Well, really, I want to touch on what's happening in this budget with human services, but I must touch on housing. Okay, we must touch on housing. Okay, because we're in a struggle here to provide affordable housing units for low-income individuals in Cambridge, and this is a very important issue, and it's always important what's happening at our nation's capital as far as federally, and what happens federally affects us locally. Okay, so during its floor debate, the House added $6.5 million to the affordable housing budget for the fiscal year 2005. For a full list of amendments that increase funding for housing programs. Okay, we're gonna right now we don't have that prepared for you, but we will have it in the weeks to come. Okay, of this increase, 5.1 million went to the Emergency Assistance EA program that provides shelter to low-income homeless families. The House also added a new pilot program with EA that provides nutritious food to families who are being sheltered in hotels and motels in the western part of the state. Hotels and motels, while better than no shelter at all, provides little access to cooking facilities, including refrigerators, leaving parents with a few options to provide healthy food for their children. For more details on the House Ways and Means Committee budget for housing programs that did not receive increased funding during the housing debate. Okay, so please see the section of Mass Budget, House Ways and Means Budget Monitor. Okay, but we don't have that prepared for you right now, but we will, I promise you, we will have that ready for you shortly, okay? Okay, getting to human services, child welfare. During budget debate, the House adopted amendments providing increase to three line items for child welfare. Social workers for case management received an increase of 5.0 million over the House Ways and Means proposal to $185.4 million. The final House proposal is 12.3 million over fiscal year 2014 spending, coupled with a 3.5 million increase over fiscal year 2014 and DCF administration. House Ways and Means estimates the DCF will be able to hire over 250 new workers with the intentions of maintaining safe caseload levels. Currently, there should be 15 cases or less for each caseworker. Currently, many caseworkers have caseload levels of more than 20 due to annual turnover. The training needs of all of the newly hired caseworkers, it is not clear if this funding will be enough to ensure average caseloads of 15. Of 15. All of the new case workers must first be trained and then also begin with the lower number of cases. Okay, there's a Child Welfare Training Institute, services for children and families. Okay, we're gonna skip the Child Welfare Training Institute, but the services for children and families received an increase of 1.2 million, largely tied to specific earmarks, including 25,000 for a Learning Achievement Program in Amherst, 50,000 to the Weymouth Teen Center, 25,000 for the Children Advocate Center of Bristol, 100,000 for the Plymouth County Children Advocate Center, $140,000 for the Children Cove, Cape, and Island Child Advocacy Center, $75,000 for the Catholic Charities Labor Center, $100,000 for the Fragile Beginnings Program. The House also adopted an amendment requiring DCF to file Children, I think that's the Department of Children, that's DCF to file quarterly reports December 2014, March 2015 with the legislature on the timeline of fair hearings. Fair hearings allow children and families to appeal to DCF decisions regarding child placement on a finding of neglect or abuse. Okay, the House amendment also recalls for the Office of Child Advocacy to conduct a survey assessing problems faced by clients when dealing with DCF. The Massachusetts Unaccompanied Homeless Youth Commission received $150,000 through an earmark, included the exclusive Office of Health and Human Service accounts of $4,000 to -0300. This commission was introduced in the fiscal year 2015 budget and also received $150,000 fiscal year 2014. The commission is continuing to try and determine the amount of need that exists and how to deliver services to homeless youth under the age of 24. Okay, we're gonna start skipping something because as you know, we're always up against the time factor. There's a disability. The House adopted two small amendments providing $200,000 for disability services, elder services. The House adopted an amendment providing increased money tied to earmarks to 4 line items, resulting in an extra $1.2 million for elderly services. Juvenile justice. That's Department of Youth Service received no additional funding over the House and Ways Means proposal. Transitional assistance. I guess it's the Employment Service Program received a large boost of $5.8 million. Transitional aid to families with dependent children received an additional $4.0 million. Okay, other human services. During budget debate, the House adopted a number of amendments for veterans, providing an additional $1.3 million more than the House Ways and Means proposal. Earmarks for veterans include $30,000 for the Veterans Oral History Project at the Morris Institute Library in Natick, $25,000 for veterans, Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Worcester, $25,000 for the Veterans Memorial Park in Roxbury, and $90,000 for Transitional Housing Program in Chelsea, $85,000 to train 3 assistant dogs for veterans, $100,000 for Honor Flight New England, $30,000 for the Springfield Partner for Community Action Veterans First Program, $100,000 for Soldiers On. Okay, $75,000 for Mark Vineyard Community Services, $50,000 for the New England Veterans Liberty House, $220,000 for the Soldiers On Shelter and Lead, and $200,000 for elevators in the Women's Veterans Living Quarters. Okay, so that's the amount of funds earmarked for different entities in the upcoming 2015 fiscal year. That's budget, but we haven't covered everything in detail that we would have liked to, but that was just a brief synopsis of some of the things that the government is doing for the community in the human service sector. Okay, but the opening video was related to what the government is doing for human service workers. Okay, but we don't have that information as of yet, but you can expect that information as soon as we contact the Caring Force, which is a wing of the Massachusetts Council of Human Service Providers, and see what their advocacy wing is doing at the state. That was the April lobby day. That video that you saw opening program was the depiction of an April lobby day, and the young lady explaining her crisis as far as surviving on a human service budget wages. Okay, but we've got another little video I want to try to get on to you, and it's relating to the poverty issue here in New England. So if we can get this video on to you, I want to get this video because I know it's pertinent to what's happening today in New England, and it's right on time. And I've already done it once here on your Human Service News and Information, and I think that I like it so well because it speaks to the issue, and I think it does. It's very difficult to find a better presentation or address to the issue of poverty, which is akin to suffering and which leads to death. And the video was featuring the Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, and I think he does a great job. I haven't heard a better presentation on issue of poverty, suffering, and death. So I love this video, and I want to play it again for you so that you can learn to love it and understand something about these issues of poverty that we have in our midst. Okay, here it goes.
Is going to be, I think, an extremely interesting and important hearing. And I want to thank everybody for being here, especially the witnesses who are taking time from very busy schedules and have come from different parts of the country. The reason that I called this hearing this morning is that the issue that we are discussing today gets far too little public discussion. It's something I just wanted to bring up and get out before the public. It is very rarely talked about in the media, and it's talked about even less in Congress, yet it is one of the great economic and, more importantly, moral issues facing our country. Today, there are nearly 44 million Americans living below the poverty line, and that is the largest number on record. Since the year 2000, nearly 12 million more Americans have slipped into poverty. Now, I understand that generally from a political point of view, it's not terribly wise to be talking about poverty. Poor people don't vote in many cases. Poor people certainly do not make campaign contributions. So from a political point of view, we kind of push them aside as not being relevant. But that's not what I think this country is supposed to be about. According to the latest figures that I have seen from the OECD, and that's the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the United States has both the highest overall poverty rate and the highest childhood poverty rate of any major industrialized country on earth. This also comes at a time when the United States has by far the most unequal distribution of wealth and income of any major country on earth, with the top 1% earning more income than the bottom 50%, top 400 individuals owning more wealth than the bottom 150 million Americans. According to the latest figures from the OECD, published in April 2011, 21.6% of American children live in poverty. This compares to 3.6% in Denmark, 5.2% in Finland, 5.8% in Norway, 6.7% in Iceland, etc., etc., etc. I suppose we can take some comfort in that our childhood poverty rates are not quite as bad as Turkey, 23.5%, and Mexico, 25.8%. When we talk about poverty in America,
Okay, I'd like to intercede or interrupt right here for a moment. We'll get back to that video though, but I'd like to remind you that you can join the Women for Economic Opportunity, the inaugural breakfast to benefit Crittenton Woman Union. That's Thursday, June 5th, 2014, 7:30 a.m., 9 a.m. at the Goodwin Proctor Conference Center, 53 State Street, Boston. That's table hosts Okay, so that's the Women for Economic Opportunity, the inaugural breakfast to benefit the Crittenden Women Union. So you're invited to get yourselves together and come on out and join them at, that's on Thursday, June 5th, 2014, 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m., Goodwin Proctor Conference Center, 53 State Street, Boston. So you can RSP, that's reserve your seat, whatever, by June 1st to Alex Middley at 617-259-2921. That's Alex Middley at 617-259-2921 or Middley at liveworkthrive.org. Okay, that's learn about the Crittenden Women's Union from program participants during a roundtable facilitated by Karen Holmes Ward of a WCB-TV City Line. So I guess she's going to be a keynote or featured person there at this event. So that's Women for Economic Opportunities, the inaugural breakfast to benefit Crittenden Women's. Okay, so since we're on the subject of poverty, I'd like to just remind you that we're trying to put a Poor People's or Poverty Bill of Rights to present to the City Council eventually. So if you have any ideas on how this Poor People Bill of Rights should be built or constructed, then I advise you to send those ideas in right now to hasson.rashid@gmail.com. That's hasson.rashid@gmail.com if you have any ideas on how a Bill of Rights, a Poor People's Bill of Rights, should be constructed or built and eventually presented to the City Council. We're going to do that because it's time for change in the way that the Cambridge municipal government does business, and far its address of addressing poverty issues. It's time for a change. We're going to present this to them, and we're going to force their hand on eventually. That's our intentions to change the way that they have been doing business when it comes to poor people. So if you have any ideas on how this Poverty Bill of Rights should be constructed or built, you email me at hasson.rashid@gmail.com. Okay, so I promise you we'll get back to the video if time permits, but I'm Hassan Rashid, and you know it's always excellent being here with you. And until next time, I want to leave you with the greetings of peace, but I'll remind you that next week it'll be your Human Service News and Information, the history, community life, and diversity of Muslim Americans here in New England. But I want to remind you, all you Muslim Americans out there in Eastern Massachusetts, that there's just only 53 days left before the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. So you got good time. You've heard it in time to get yourself together and worship with the international Muslim community as they worship and pray during the holy month of Ramadan. 53 more days away. Okay, I'm Hassan Rashid, and you know I always leave you with the fact that you should always keep your nose clean, play it straight, and don't forget to assist those who are in need of your help so that you can be successful. And once again, I leave you with greetings of peace.
I think a